now look at the fourth thing. I have gloves on, but it doesn't matter, right? I can still, remember the side stance and the straight punches? Remember? And I said though, if you're on this 45, you can still do that. In other words, this tilted like this is still this. Still a 90-degree angle. So, but whether I have I have natural position. Like I didn't know what was going on. I wasn't preparing for a combat, and then all of a sudden, this shit hit the fan. So I can always step to the corner, right? Just stepping to the V. Left to go left, right to go right. Okay. Left to go left, right to go right. Then if I have a fighting stance, right? It's only a little bit different. Since I want to kind of maintain my fighting stance, to go left, my left still takes me left. But to do my right, I just kind of step. I kind of plant my weight on my front foot, which I normally don't do, and I'm stepping out. So I've got this and this. So what would you do with a partner? Yeah, this is actually. In other words, you're just getting fighting stance, okay? So, I have my natural position. I didn't know something was going to happen. Now all of a sudden I have to respond. All of a sudden I have to respond. Then I take my fighting position, using my ankle, using my ankle. So then I'm going to do this. You're going to take a natural position, right? So go to one side, go to the other side, go to the other side. It doesn't matter which side. Right? I'm going to take the fighting stance. Same thing. I'm going to do it on here so you can see again what I'm talking about. Stand right there. And then you kind of in the way here. It's sort of right? So, here. Oh, I got to get out of the way. Let me show you what I mean by get out of the way. Because there's also a good get out of the way component to this. And then I have my fighting stance. Before I give you any striking, any action techniques, I want to make sure that our footwork is correct. See, it's kind of like see what I did? See what I did? Like they're saying, I don't necessarily want to do this, it's going to be a weird angle, like kind of too close. So it's almost like when I do switch to the knee. So we'll do like a 2-minute round, and it's short, just to get started. So that's just a footwork. Now let's start adding to it. So I have two things. I was just minding my own business, and all of a sudden somebody came up and decided to be aggressive, and I got the already in my face. So if I'm stepping with my left, my right will punch. If I'm stepping with my right, my left will punch. You sort of see why I need body punches with these kind of forward. Because if his hands are up, right, doing this, it's still kind of easy for him to block. But when I do this, it's much harder to block. Right? Especially when I go here. That's the swing and that's the look. Alright? And it's again the same if I'm here. If I'm stepping with my left, my right punches. If I'm stepping with my right, my left punches. Okay, so I didn't want any trouble. I don't want any trouble. I'm not hitting you, you know I'm not hitting you. I don't want to hit you, you know I'd hit you. So, just stepping is like the most basic thing, just to get your orientation. Now, with the basic punches, then we're going to do it with combination punches, and then we're going to do it as defense counter punches. So we're going to build up. But right now, we're just doing this step and punch, step and punch, step and punch, step and punch. Right. Now, if we're fighting, and I just do this, he's going to see. Right? But one of the things about jab is, like I said, he's looking at that. And not only that, most people are used to 1, 2. Right? And I may even do that. Good fighter feeds misinformation. 1, 2. 1, 2. Right? 1. Step out. 2. Here's the hard part. You have to go to 3. Those are the ones that come to school. 1, 2. Especially because he's probably expecting more, right? If I went 1, 2, 3 a couple of times. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Does that make sense? 1 step with the left, punch with the right. Jab, cross. Step with your right, punch with your left. Jab, step with your left, punch with your right. Jab, cross, step with your right, punch with your left. And okay, look, see what I did? He had his hand down. That's okay, I'll pin, because usually then off of that, you come. So, a couple times I go 1, 2. You get used to it, right? 1, 2. 1, 2. I go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Right? And then later on, when you realize that it's a zigzag footwork, I can do so many other things off this. This is just the, like baby steps. The theory of this is they have what they call a meridian step, which is north and south, and just organized, like the way most people think about boxing and kickboxing, right? And then you have the 7-star, which is the zigzag. And so what happens is most of the time you start off a fight in some form of meridian, whether you're standing in front of somebody just because an argument broke out, or you got your hands up. Then at some point you're stepping off that north-south line to create an angle, right? Because it makes it easier to counter. But it also takes you out of the way of the other person's punches. So one of the first things I say in a contact class, right, is, we have like our, what we call a fitness class, but it's not like jazz dancing, it's kickboxing, we just look at the sparring. But in a contact class, the first thing I say is there's got to be some contact, meaning that you don't have to be a jerk, but his punch should touch me. Right? Very good. Nice touching. Everyone likes to beat him. So, in other words, if he does jab, he should touch me, right? So, let's talk about he does jab. Well, maybe I want to get the hell out of the way. Maybe I don't like that direction. Maybe I can't. Maybe it's an alley. I got this direction. Right? So in other words, he can just stick his hand out and, do this. You can actually be touched, right? And it's not going to kill you. When you do this, you see how you're not being touched. Does that make sense? We don't need to know, if it's a cross, should I step this way? If it's a jab, should I step this way? At the very most simple level, no matter what he does, I just don't want to be there. No matter what he does, I just don't want to be there. Right? No matter what he does, I just don't want to be there. Now, of course, when I don't want to be there, right? I said if I step to my left, my right punches. If I step to my right, my left punch. Right? So I'm just taking out of the way of the punch. It's a contact drill, but it doesn't look like anybody's going to get injured, right? Because worst comes to worst, he's going to touch me. And I'm not drilling his body, trust me. I can punch harder than this. Prove it. Right? And if we're here, notice, even when he punches, even though he knows he's not supposed to do it, he kind of comes in. And so whatever he's doing is doubling the force because my punch is going out and he's coming forward. You feel it, right? I'm just getting that, but if I would go, it would hurt twice as much because you move forward. He can't help it. He wants to hit me. Right? He wants to hit me. Okay? So you can do it from natural position, you can do it from fighting position. But when a punch comes, step. Don't worry about which punch it is. It's got to be straight punches though, so don't focus. All straight punches. Nose. From your nose straight, from your nose straight, from your nose straight, from your nose straight. You do it. I'm going to help you up. What's the picture? Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter which punch comes. Just move. Doesn't matter which punch comes. Yeah, obviously don't knock my liver out of my body, but totally super simple drill. And again, I'm reaching for him. I'm not killing him. I'm not doing this though, knowing he's going to go over here, punching here, punching here. I'm punching where he was originally. Punching where he was originally. Punching where he was. Punching where he was. Punching where he was. Okay? Go ahead. I didn't tell him which punches to throw. I got hit a little bit. Did I die? Since let's bring it out of my head? And I was being nice, right? You were going kind of light, I was going kind of light. But in other words, if he throws one punch and I want to use this step, do the step. Don't go, I kind of want to, because by the time you go out, you got hit with the first one, and actually then you got hit with the second one, and then you got hit by the third one. Fear only produces more fear and only produces more injury. Okay? So I step this way. If you were going to kick a ball, you probably wouldn't just walk up to the ball and go, kick, right? Step. Step. Right? So, just stand there. Super simple drill. Step with my left, kick with my right. Step with my right, kick with my left. And we'll find the stance. Step with your left, kick with your right. Step with your right, kick with your left. So because I'm using an angle, I'm going to end up kicking the top of his thigh as opposed to like when we're here, I'm going to kick the outside of his thigh, or I switch and kick the inside of his thigh. And those are fine, and I do those plenty. Trust me, I do those plenty. Right? But every once in a while, I want to create an angle. And one of those reasons is that he goes to punch me, and I don't have to know which punch it is. I don't have to know which punch it is because I'm not here. Here, I might have to like wait and see which punch it is. But if I'm using this, it doesn't matter. See what I'm doing? I'm using that V. V, which is just the top of an X. So the entire weekend I've been doing nothing but talking about this way, this way, this way, this way. You know, northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest. We didn't do that much. We did mostly the top part of the X, which is the V. I'm stepping, kick. I'm stepping. And I do that little switch right to do that. Because just here, it's going to kind of kill my rhythm and also kill my distance. So it's kind of a little bit of a switch. And I have more for you, but this is the basic one for now. Okay?